Hey lovely viewers, welcome back to the heartbeat of all things real, emotional, and breathtaking in the world of celebrity love stories. If you're here right now, it means you're just as emotionally invested in this roller coaster of a journey as we are. And today, what we're about to unfold isn't just tea, it's a cup of history being poured drop by drop. Because after months of speculation, waves of silence, and fans begging for answers, something monumental has happened. Song Joong Ki's mother has finally broken her silence. Yes, you heard that right. Joong Ki's own mother has spoken publicly, for the very first time, about the whirlwind romance and now confirmed marriage between Song Hye Kyo and Lee Min-ho. And lovely viewers, her words didn't just spark reactions. They stirred hearts, turned pages of the past, and reignited conversations that many thought had long been buried. For so long, fans on both sides of this triangle have wondered what the families thought. While Hye Kyo and Joong Ki's past has been dissected, mourned, and debated endlessly, the families remained mostly shadows in the background. Till now. Because when a mother speaks, not as a public figure, not as a celebrity, but as a woman, a parent, and someone who once saw her son and Song Hye Kyo as one whole heart, the world listens. And what she said will leave you not only stunned, but reaching for the tissues too. So let's start from the moment that shook the internet. A quiet morning in South Korea, a family friend reportedly sat down with a small local publication known for sharing heartfelt stories about the behind-the-scenes lives of celebrities. Not gossip, but real sentiments. In that conversation, a name came up that instantly caught everyone's attention. Song Joong Ki's mother. According to the source, she had decided that remaining silent for the sake of peace had served its time. That the world had moved on, but that didn't mean hearts hadn't hurt. And what she revealed about her feelings, both old and new, sent fans into a tailspin. She began not with bitterness, not with accusations, but with grace. "I once thought Hye Kyo would be part of our family forever," she said, according to the source. "She was gentle, warm. She brought light to our home." And right there, viewers, you could almost hear the sound of a million hearts breaking gently all over again. It wasn't anger we heard in her words. It was longing, nostalgia, and a quiet acceptance that sometimes love stories don't end the way we hope. But that doesn't mean they didn't matter. She continued by saying she never blamed Hye Kyo for the divorce. That pain comes in many forms, and sometimes two people who love each other just aren't meant to stay in the same storybook forever. But then, her voice reportedly changed, grew firmer and more emotional. Because when she was asked how she felt about Song Hye Kyo's marriage to Lee Min-ho, her words took a turn that no one could have predicted. "I saw the headlines, I saw the photos, and I saw something I hadn't seen in years, her smile. The real one. The one that lights up her whole face. The one she had in the beginning with my son. But that faded too soon." Let that sink in, lovely viewers. This woman, who once welcomed Hye Kyo as a daughter-in-law, watched her marry someone else, and saw happiness. And instead of bitterness, she acknowledged it. She even admitted that she initially felt shocked by the news. "It felt sudden. Too fast maybe. But then I remembered, we don't see the quiet parts of people's lives. We don't see the healing, the rebuilding, the nights of tears, and the mornings of strength. Maybe what looks sudden to the world has been quietly growing for a long, long time." And then came the moment that made fans absolutely lose it. She was asked directly, "Do you resent Song Hye Kyo for moving on?" Her reply, "Resent? Well, I prayed for her healing. And if Lee Min-ho is part of that healing, then he has my blessing." Truly. Lovely viewers, pause with us here. Close your eyes. Imagine what it takes for a mother to say those words. Not just to accept her son's ex-wife moving on, but to bless that very new chapter. That's not just grace, that's love. That's a woman who understands that hearts are complex, that endings can still be gentle, and that everyone deserves another chance at joy. And what does this mean for Joong Ki himself? Well, the source said she touched on that too. "My son is strong. He's made his own peace. And I trust that he, too, will find his own kind of forever. But I hope the world stops comparing. Stop asking who loved more. Stop blaming. They both gave what they could. And now they're writing different stories. Let them. Those words, dear viewers, were like a bomb to a community that has been at war with itself for too long. Kim Joong-ki, Song Hye Kyo. Shippers fighting shippers. But this was a call for peace. And it worked. Because within hours of the story going live, fans on both sides began to flood social media with messages of understanding. I never knew I needed to hear her say this, one fan tweeted. It's like we've all been holding our breath for years. Even Lee Min-ho's fans joined in. Many posted respectful messages to Joong-ki's mother, thanking her for her blessing, acknowledging how much courage it must have taken to speak up, and promising to honor that sentiment by celebrating love, not division. And in the background of all this, Song Hye Kyo herself has remained her usual graceful, composed self. But those close to her say she was deeply touched by the words. That she felt relief, closure, and a deep sense of respect. One insider shared that she even called her former mother-in-law privately after the story broke, just to say thank you. And while no cameras caught that moment, we like to think it was one of quiet forgiveness. A final thread tied neatly into a bow. So what happens now, lovely viewers? We move forward. We celebrate a love story not built on replacement or rivalry, but on redemption. We honor a woman's decision to speak not out of spite, but out of serenity. And we remember that behind every headline, every photo, and every post, there are real people, real mothers, and real hearts just trying to do right by the ones they love. And this story, this emotional unveiling, has become a reminder that life is not about how loudly we speak, but how gently we love. Because in the end, it wasn't a press release. It wasn't a dramatic interview. It was a mother, quietly choosing to let go of hurt and embrace the happiness she saw in someone else's eyes, even if that someone once belonged to her son.